Hey, what's up? David here. I'm going to show you how I took this shot. Now, I didn't need a big setup for this. All I used was my camera, one external flash on a trigger, the beauty dish, and a bedsheet hanging over a door. So here's the bedsheet. It doesn't need to be taut. I've got two clamps either side just to keep it slightly taut, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter. If you need to have a completely smooth white background, just shoot against a wall. That's your best bet. But all I had was a door because my wall over there is yellow. So that's my background. I stood about half a foot in front of it. That way I got quite a bit of shadow against it, which is what I wanted because I'm shooting slightly from the side. So I wanted to get a lot of shadow on that side of the face. Next up we've got the camera. So the camera is the 6D and it's using the 85 at f1.8 lens by Canon, which is a fantastic lens. It's a fraction of the cost of the 1.2 lens and it is still bloody sharp, wide open, and f1.8 is just, it's brilliant to get beautiful bokeh. Next up is the trigger. I was using the Yongnuo YN622C TX controller. What this is controlling is this controller on the back of my Nissin flash. Now what's great is you can set these to different channels. So this one is on channel A. I have another one if I wanted to use a second light, like for the background or for the hairline or anything like that, which I can set to channel B on the controller and then set different exposure levels for them. So that's pretty cool. I'm just using one flash though for this setup. So I've got the Nissin DI866 Mark II, which is a great flash. Okay, it's coming down and it's being powered by this ProPack BB820 by Godox, which is cool. Means that you can have a few batteries in the camera itself just to power the screen and all of that. And this battery actually powers every single charge of the flash. So it'll run for hours, which is great. And then finally, I've got my beauty dish. Now the beauty dish has this honeycomb on it, which as you can see is sort of like griddled effect. What this does is it limits the dispersion of the light. So it really kind of, it focuses it in one direction a lot more, so I'm doing that a lot. It's probably very distracting. It's still going to give you a diffusion, but it's going to still send it very focusedly in one direction. So that's my setup. You don't need a huge studio, you don't need a huge amount of space. That's all I needed to get that shot. So now I'll show you what I did with the raw file. So here's the photo straight out of the camera in Lightroom, and all I did to it basically is what I normally do, which is I apply one of my 5 presets that I've made, which I'm going to be making into a bundle very soon for the website. Head over and grab it, pointing at you now. For this one I use the black and white preset that I've made, which is kind of a film emulsion, so it'll have a lot of grain, slightly clipped blacks, and it'll just pop the contrast in the photo, really accentuate those shadows, really accentuate those highlights, and just look awesome. So if I hit the backslash key again, that's going to bring back the treatment that I made. So you can see there I actually cut out the beauty dish because it was kind of creeping into the shot a little bit. Unfortunately I had to have the beauty dish in at enough of an angle that didn't completely cast my shadow like half Rembrandt. So to do that, all I used was the spot removal tool, and it works fantastic. You don't have to just click once, you can actually draw an area and it will remove that. And then you just patch that onto a white section and you're fine. Then I did a little bit of blemish removal because I had some spots and shit and all that, not actual shit, but like, you know, stuff. And then a tiny bit of dodging and burning. And that was it. The preset pretty much does the rest. So there you go. Don't ever let yourself feel limited by the space or the equipment that you have, because you can achieve some awesome stuff with the bare minimum. Cheers.